is us. We're back doing our nerd talks. If you don't know who I am, you know who I am. I'm DK with the face you'll see the most, and I am your host. And with me, as always, is my brother from the same mother, Ashton. And we are talking nerd stuff.
As usual.
It's been a little while since we've had our show going. We had some real life things going on, interfering. I guess, I don't know if they're really interfering, but happening. So we took a little hiatus, and we are back for the foreseeable future of doing these on Sundays. So if you're watching the VOD later on Twitch or on YouTube, you can see us from 11 to 12, about 11 to 12 on Sunday mornings. We will do this show. What we're going to do is we're just going to talk about nerd stuff. Whatever it is, whatever is coming up in the news. Maybe we're just talking about releases for stuff, movies, games, tabletop or video, or shows. Otherwise, we may be getting into nitty-gritty stuff of behind the scenes kind of action. So what's Henry Cavill up to, sorts of things. So I guess it really all depends on what's happening is what we're going to discuss. There's a lot of stuff coming out as we move into the spring, into the summer. So we have kind of a lot of stuff on our plate today to talk about. We have a couple of reactions we're going to do live here as far as some trailers for movies that are coming out, mostly in the superhero genre, but also some Star Wars stuff. And then various other releases as far as Wizards of the Coast has a bunch of releases of things that they got coming out. They did just have the D&D Direct a couple of weeks ago. So we can go ahead and look at what's coming in the future for Dungeons & Dragons. As we end our 5th edition journey here, I believe. This will be, I believe what they have scheduled is going to be up to the end of 5th edition before we convert over to everything being one D&D.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. And we'll maybe talk about a little bit of the controversy. Jeez. Around that. I don't think there's too much. I think it's pretty, everyone's universally going to be digging it, or just staying back at 5th edition. I hear a lot of DMs are just going to take the information from one D&D that they like.
They just throw it in.
Throw it in
what they want.
And, yeah, homebrew it. And that's the nature of D&D. Anyway, so.
You're not just stuck to one thing. You can generally do what you want for the most part. I'd say a little more than for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what the game's really about, is taking what you like,
or don't like,
and using it, or what you don't like, and getting rid of it. So yeah, let's dig into some topics here. So just speaking on Wizards of the Coast, we can just start right on D&D. So we have Dungeons and Dragons. They just released the movie Honor Among Thieves,
yes,
and I think I have not seen it either. Do you want to go see it today?
Maybe.
Okay. I thought about it yesterday about seeing it today, because I have not seen it either, and I do. Yep, you seen it. So we got a screen right here, and I'm just kind of going through the D&D Direct recap as we're looking.
Actually, they did have a little bundle thing that they gave everybody on D&D Beyond. It was actually kind of cool.
Oh yeah, they still got a
a
sale going on right now. Still, for a lot of stuff is 40% off.
The
I would be. This is the critic and the cynic. I would be cautious of buying stuff on D&D Beyond right now, and we will get to why I think that.
Okay, I was just about to ask.
But I have a feeling that we are going to be seeing some new stuff, and they are trying to sell what they can now to be ready for that. I say that, and I love D&D, but I say that because I've noticed Hasbro has had their hand in Magic the Gathering quite a bit, trying to make a lot of money, and we may be seeing the same thing from Dungeons and Dragons. We're just not used to them being such a money grabber as Magic the Gathering has been. So it may just appear a little bit different, but I'll speak on it here when we get to it.
Magic the Gathering is also a little different with that.
Right. But
I get
do we just see it that way, or is Dungeons and Dragons You know what I mean? Do they
I
do it a
definitely feel
little?
like they're slowly.
Do they do it a
moving
little
it.
bit different? I think they just do it a little bit different.
Yeah.
Let's sell a bunch of stuff on D&D Beyond at 40% off, and then in 4 months we're gonna roll out this new product, which I'll show you here, which may or may not tie with that. With D&D Beyond.
You think they're gonna do something like with what they did when they? I know it wasn't a D&D and Beyond thing, but when they took those 3 or 4 books and they just said, "Yeah, here's one that takes everything from it," and
yep,
here you
they
go.
had a sale for those books previous to the release of that
yeah.
book. Yep.
So you
All right.
think that's what I think.
Yep. We'll get to it here. So Dungeons and Dragons comes to Minecraft. So Minecraft and Dungeons and Dragons. Minecraft has done a bunch of crossovers. They're doing Dungeons and Dragons now.
Halo.
If you go and look at the pictures, they look fairly
Ridiculous.
weird. Yeah, I mean, this video here, there's a video, but I haven't checked it out. This scene here makes it look cool, but we will see.
Yeah, that's what I thought about when they released the Skyrim Minecraft. But all it is just. Now I'm not saying this. This could be different. Because that also came out probably 10 years ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
And there was nothing on there that was like that made it cool other than then it was just a reskin and it gave you Winterhold or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
Not Winterhold. Whiterun.
Oh,
And
well, it gave you the blocks and stuff, but
yeah, it was just a reskin. So I don't know. I mean, I know Minecraft is decent like that, or I think they're like that, and they might do some mission based stuff you can do in it.
yeah, that's what I'm wondering. It does say level up, collect loot, face off against Displacer Beast, Gelatinous Cube, Mimic, Beholder, that sorts of things. Dungeons and Dragons is moving from, well, it's been in the past few years, but the Hollywood movie, AAA movie, is pushing it now into being seen by everyone, and putting it on Minecraft is kind of the next step to
making it seen
millions
by
millions of people seeing it. And then so Dungeons and Dragons is going into Minecraft, and then Minecraft is coming to Dungeons and Dragons, and you can pick this up for free, I'm pretty sure. It's a Monstrous Compendium Volume 3, Minecraft Creatures. It includes the stat blocks for 5 iconic creatures.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that.
So moving on, it's whatever. I don't really play Minecraft like I used to anymore. So I mean, I'm not mad at them. Honor Among Thieves. We were just talking about the movie. Everyone I've talked to said it is good. Said it was excellent.
Yeah, I don't think I've talked to many people about it. I've seen like things on like social media, but I don't know. It's social media, so it's a lot of mixed stuff.
Right.
I've seen a couple people who are like, "Oh yeah, the movie's
Well,
not that
yeah.
good." Well,
The thing is, I
good thing
take
I'm
it.
not asking for your
Yeah,
opinion.
I need to be talking to people who are fans of Dungeons and Dragons and who want to see it portrayed in the movie. If they are saying it's good, then I'm going to believe it's good because they play Dungeons and Dragons. I know they play Dungeons and Dragons because I play with them.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
So the fact that they're saying yes, this movie hints at or is a good representation of Dungeons and Dragons, I'm on board. And
obviously, there's only so much you can do.
Well, right. All right. So, I'm just gonna skip over that. Some play D&D stuff if you want to play online. D&D local events. I am one of these people who has started running at a store, and they just got some more.
Checked.
They got just
that out.
More information on
cool.
on the keys from the Golden Vault coming to the store, in events. Store events.
Thought about actually running that. Prisoner 13.
So there's a secret layer. So Magic the Gathering does these secret layers. They are cards that are either re-released or brand new cards with alternate art. Either way, they're alternate art. So they've done this before. They're doing a secret layer Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves crossover. So what they're going to do is they're going to take the characters from the movie. They're already released. You can go check them out online. But they're going to release the cards in the secret layer, and then eventually they'll release them again without movie-related pictures and names on it. They'll just change it up, if that makes sense. They've done this before with Street Fighter,
Transformers.
and Transformers. They did it, and
Is the Lord of the Rings one part?
Lord of the Rings is coming out. We'll talk about that a little bit, but that's not gonna be a secret layer.
Oh, okay.
What's the other secret layer? Stranger Things was the other one I was thinking of.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, secret layers are they're okay. They're cool. It's a cool idea, but sometimes
They're just cool looking cards.
Yeah, sometimes they're shitty. Neverwinter, the game that I am still surprised is living, to be quite honest. For a long time, it was based on the 4th edition rule set. So, in the 4th edition rule set was built on MMORPG mindsets. So, they are hand in hand, but now they've switched over to 5th edition. Anyway, the new chapter for Neverwinter is coming out. It's Menzoberranzan. If you don't like how I pronounced it, well, go ahead and well, I don't know, fight me.
Pronounce it your name yourself and then we can talk.
So R.A. Salvatore, the writer of the Drizzt novels, which is like 20 different books. If you don't know, Drizzt is a drow character who comes to the surface and is considered a hero. R.A. Salvatore is the author for those books, and they've consulted with the creators of Neverwinter, have consulted with R.A. Salvatore to bring us Menzoberranzan, which is like the drow equivalent of Waterdeep, essentially. It's like the biggest.
That's what I was literally about to ask if that's what it was. It's just like
it's the
main city.
Yeah, the biggest of the biggest cities.
The
it's
capital.
It's a huge drow. Well, yeah, they don't really work that way under in the Underdark, because the cities are often segmented by species, and the drow run Menzoberranzan. So that's coming, and then the virtual tabletop. So this is what I was getting at. So the virtual tabletop is something that's being developed by D&D right now. I'm pretty sure they have a beta version that they show in the D&D Direct, a group of players playing with it.
Okay.
I don't know if they're going any further than that.
That'd be really cool.
But looking at a picture here, it looks like it has... Well, it's running the Unreal Engine, so...
Why it looks like that.
Yeah, so we're taking on like Baldur's Gate 3 graphics.
Yep.
And we're using everything...
You're taking video game graphics and you're making a tabletop out of it.
Yeah, it's basically that.
Oh my god, that is so detailed. What the hell?
Yeah, it's extremely detailed on this picture that they have here. But it's a VTT that they're using with their game director, which we kind of knew was all coming. If you're on the in for the Dungeons and Dragons kind of wavelength. So it's a virtual tabletop that will not only provide a 3D play space for your D&D adventures, but will feature integrations with the D&D rule set, 3D models of your favorite creatures, and the ability to create your own adventures. Also the locations. So here's my problem.
Spells cast.
And this is people playing. So obviously you could probably play this online. You dual screen it. One screen is this, and the other screen is your Discord or whatever. But what they show is having the people still all at the table, and playing with computers in front of them.
That seems kind of pointless.
Yeah, I don't really care for people to have computers at the table. Now there is, so comparing to this
like
picture,
that. Yeah,
these are huge laptops that they have.
They have them all on their laptops, and they have it on a screen behind them.
Yeah,
Why not just have one laptop and have it on the screen?
I have players that come to the table and they're using laptops, but usually your laptops are a little bit smaller. You use a laptop at the table, but
I can fold mine in half.
Yours is also like you can put it down flat on the table as well. But they're using like fully intense gaming computers, and you can barely see the head across the table from you, and it's like, meh, I don't know. I just don't like the barrier.
I like to be able to watch my allies as they sit there and pick what they want to do.
Yeah. So, it's okay. And then the thing about it is this going to integrate with D&D Beyond? And that's where I was getting at before. So is this a whole new thing that you have to purchase and buy the items to and get the features for? Or do you buy everything on D&D Beyond and then get access in the D&D VTT?
I'm hoping it's like the latter, but I would not be surprised if it is not.
And that's why I think that they're having a sale. They want to sell a bunch of stuff to people, sell it, and then down the road here, it's going to be less used. They're going to focus on this a little bit harder. Obviously, they're still going to support their D&D Beyond because it makes a lot of money, I'm sure. But, instead of integrating the two things to be one, having two separate things, and that's where I think the Hasbro is coming out.
Yeah, because I could see D&D Beyond doing this as one complete thing. You get everything, but Hasbro comes in and kicks down the door, and they're like, "Hey, we're broke because nobody buys toys anymore."
Their biggest moneymaker is Wizards of the Coast. Yeah, just straight across the board. It's not even a doubt. It's there.
Takes over probably half the damn pie. Goddamn it.
Pretty close. I think I heard last. The next one after that is
43% crap
yeah,
like that.
I don't even know if the next thing that they would have that sells good. Transformers, I suppose, would probably be their next thing, though.
And that'd be pushing it.
What else do they got?
I know.
That's pretty much it.
Look right now.
Yeah.
Hasbro's biggest moneymaker.
Oh, it's Wizards of the Coast. That's without a doubt. I've listened to people talk about the.
I don't even know what I Google for that.
Just Google what you just said. So D&D's got a new life-size figure. They've been doing these life-size figures for a while. They're made by WizKids. To me, I don't know.
They have Nerf. Okay.
Oh,
they probably get a chunk of that.
Yeah, Nerf.
But it's definitely just this first thing that pops up. It's consumers product segment, including toys like Nerf guns and Power Ranger toys, makes up more than half of Hasbro's revenue. That segment grew 7% over the year to $734.2 million. But its most profitable segment is the Wizards of the Coast, which makes the Magic the Gathering card game and Dungeons and Dragons.
Yep, for sure. Have you seen these life-size D&D figures? Do you like those? They're really expensive. They're kind of cool.
I mean, they're cool, but like...
Yeah. Okay. So they got a new Mimic figure coming out in a baby owlbear.
I know. They have Drizzt at Stockpile.
They do. At our local game store, they have Drizzt. He's just standing in the window, I think, or something like that.
Something like that.
Joe Manganiello. Joe Manganiello is an actor who played Flash in the original Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire. He's also Deathstroke in the old DC. What do they call it? DECU. Before it got rechanged and everything. He has a celebrity game with people like Vince Vaughn, a bunch of directors and actors. He's going to be directing the 50th anniversary D&D documentary. We heard that he was doing this quite a while ago. No surprise to hear that it's coming to fruition.
Oh,
Joe Manganiello.
Yeah, he played Deathstroke in Arrow, didn't he?
No.
No, it looks like he did.
No, he was on screen for Deathstroke for like, unless it's something in the Snyderverse. I haven't seen the Snyder cut, is what I mean. But he was on screen for like a whole minute, like 2 minutes maybe.
Oh.
What?
I just looked him up as Deathstroke, and I don't know if I really like this whole outfit he's got going on here.
What? Let me see.
The reason I don't like it.
That's fucking Deathstroke's outfit, bro.
But the way it's put on here reminds me of it.
What's up? Oh. Okay. Joe Manganiello is wearing a Deathstroke outfit. I don't know. He looks like Deathstroke from the comic books. So that's about it. Moving into our last thing here before we get up and get on with something else here, is the books that we're going to be expecting to come out. I've stopped buying D&D books because I don't need any more adventures. I want to run my own homebrew. Mm-hmm. I wish they would have done more books like Spelljammer was okay, but Van Richten's really was kind of the pinnacle book for me. Not that I really want to run a lot of goth or horror games, but the fact that it was mostly just stuff to expand your thinking in your world was a lot better.
Sorry. 2020 Wizards of the Coast, 23% was Magic the Gathering for the revenue, and 33% was Dungeons and Dragons.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy. The digital area was 19%. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. I told you. I don't know what you thought.
Over 60%. Well, I knew that. I just wanted to know, more exact.
Okay, so here we go. Big B presents the glory of the giants. So it's going to be a giant themed book. So it's going to be like the Dragons book, but it's giants.
Did we write a book like that?
We got an adventure. This is like the Dragon book, but giants. So it's just learning about the different kinds of giants, player options, ways to use giant-sized adventures, things like that. The scaling would be really nice, is for them to talk about scaling up the adventure, because a lot of the areas in Storm King's Thunder is what you were thinking of. A lot of the areas are massive because they're made for giants.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to run something like even the map encounters and things like that, because it's like the scales in
100-foot room, but to them it's only like.
Oh, it's not a 100-foot room. The room is like 400 feet.
Oh wow.
Compared to like a 100-foot room. Yeah. And the squares in the books of Storm King's Thunder, most of the squares on the map are like 20-foot squares. Yeah. Yeah.
How do you get anywhere? You don't.
Yeah. That's why
you're gonna take 5 minutes.
A lot of the time when I had you guys in those areas, I didn't have anything on the map. Because
it's too damn big.
Because it was so big that the whole map that I have was just the area that you were in. There was nothing even near you because the room was so big. You guys walked into... Oh, you weren't there for this. So they walked into this temple. This old temple. Spoilers for like a 10-year-old adventure. They walk into this temple, right? And the room has something in the center of the room. I think there was a statue in the center of the room. And then there's rooms off to the side, but they're like 200 feet away from the door. But the fight is like right when they walk inside the door. There's people camped like 100 feet away from the door. So the map is just playing because everything is over 200 feet away from you.
Yeah.
There's nothing for you to see. So them talking about that would be nice. Is my point.
It'd be cool if they like added more on to like if for I can't think like Goliaths.
Oh,
for
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
like,
maybe we'll see that. It says there's
like how you can be
player
different
options.
elves, you can be different gnomes, dwarves. That's what I'm kind of hoping is
half giants and stuff like that. Yep.
So you could be like, half storm giant or half fire giant.
Ogre would be cool.
That'd be cool.
Get an ogre.
Play an ogre.
Yeah. Give us a large character race.
Real large, not something that's like, here's a Goliath. It's basically a giant, but like
we're in the period of Dungeons and Dragons where like rules are out the window. Like we don't care, but like the balancing is meh.
The only rule is the rule of cool.
For real, I'll balance it on the fly. I don't need you guys to do that.
Yeah.
I need you guys to give my players some rules that they can use.
Yeah, if they try to balance it, well, you're gonna end up with us just pretty much.
Well, it's what they did to the centaur is what I mean. Is so they took the centaur. You can play a centaur character, but it's not a large character like it is in the monster manual. Yeah. What? It's a medium-sized character.
That's dumb.
That's the same thing they did for the fairy. You're not like a pixie, where you're like a foot tall maybe at maximum. You're 3 to 4 feet tall.
Yeah.
Like a player in our group. So that's what they did to the fairy because they don't want to. They don't want you to be
you
tiny.
Can be tiny.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I'm pretty. Oh, maybe not tiny.
No, you cannot be tiny. You small.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same size as halflings and gnomes and stuff. They won't go down to those two size categories. That's what they need to do in this book, is give us our large size character.
Right. If I'm playing a half horse, guess what? I'm still a goddamn horse.
Right. So Phandelver and below, so there's an extension or expansion of the Phandalin Adventure. So they're going back to the Phandalin Adventure, and we're going to touch on those obelisks, those black obelisks. You know the one I'm talking about. Yeah. There's a bunch of them in different adventures.
Fishman got a little too friendly with. He disappeared.
I'm pretty sure there's one in Baldur's Gate down in Avernus. There's one. What was the adventure we played that we saw it?
Yeah. Rime of the Frost Maiden.
Rime of the Frost Maiden. There's one. There's one in Chult. There's one, I think, in Storm King's Thunder. I think there's one. They put them randomly in different spots. Is my point throughout the book. So now we're gonna go back and touch on those finally. Planescape then is the last thing that we got. Adventures in the Multiverse. So I'm hoping that this is not an adventure and that it's more just areas. That's what we need, is a book that's just showing a bunch of different planes.
Yeah, to give us a better talk, more like where those monodrome people come from. Don't really.
Yeah, give us some description of Mechanus. That's the plane that they're from. Talk about the march, the Moltron March. Let's see all that for sure. I'm going to get moving on here. So then the last thing here is the Book of Many Things. And we're going to talk about the story behind the campaign rocking Deck of Many Things. Deck of Many Things is one of the most infamous Magic items in D&D.
But in my opinion, I don't like it.
Yeah, that's why I said infamous. It's terrible. It's pretty much the worst thing you could do.
You could have, you could get 100 gems, or you could just die instantly.
Yeah,
you could gain 10 levels, or you could lose all your levels.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb. It's like one of those. It's where you need to just have the campaign based around that. Your people are just regular people, or just like whatever 5th level characters, and then you just do the Deck of Many Things as your campaign. And then the last thing that I wanted to bring up here is the new villain for D&D is going to be Vecna. So maybe that would be our one D&D.
It's changed the way Vecna look at everything.
Yeah, our one D&D villain, or what really they're going to do here.
Of course, I don't think they've ever
but that's it.
I know Vecna's a villain, but I don't know if they've ever really touched on Vecna all that much. Besides,
not in the current.
Yeah.
Not in the current edition. So moving on, we got a bunch of other stuff to look at and a bunch of other stuff to talk about. So let's move through some of this stuff a little quickly. If we get stuck on something, then we get stuck on something. We can always leave something for next week. Sticking on Wizards of the Coast real quick, March of the Machine releases. They have a pre-release is next weekend, and then the week after that they are going to release. I'm just going to break down the story for you real quick. So over the past 2-3 years, in sets, so there's these beings called the Phyrexians, right?
Oh yeah, Michael's giving me a little rundown.
So they give you, so they come from Phyrexia. They invaded in one of the storylines long ago, they invaded Mirrodin and turned it into New Phyrexia. Well, they got defeated or whatever happened to them. They've been on New Phyrexia and laying low for a while now. So, and it's like 10 years out of game, probably equal to in-game or so. They have a much longer history than that, but I'm just giving you the quick rundown of current events. So, in the last, I would say 10 sets, in those first couple of sets out of the last 10 sets, we've seen the Phyrexians pop up here and there. They're leaders, just like one card in a set, and you're just like, and then another card in a set, and you're like, and then they started to have stories built around them, and you're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
Right?
At first, it could be like, okay, maybe they're just, maybe they just don't want us to forget about them.
Yep.
And so they're just bringing them in. But then it happens again.
Yep.
And again, there's something like.
And then they started talking about it.
Wait
and
a
then, in their Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, they had Jin Cataxius, which is like their blue Phyrexian leader, Praetor, they're called. And he was doing like machinations there, and they were doing certain like weird stuff. And then we went to one of the main planes for Magic the Gathering, and then there was another one. That's where a lot of stuff started to happen. So we've come to our kind of Avengers Infinity War and Endgame. I really think that's what these two sets are, because the first set is...
Come on, look at it.
Yeah, is them coming in. They come to New Phyrexia. This is the last set, All Will Be One. They come to New Phyrexia to fight them, bringing the fight to them, and for better or worse, they pretty much lose, basically. And then kind of left with the... what's the word I'm looking for? Cliffhanger at the end, where one of the characters has the secret magic item that's supposed to save them, and they disappear with it, right? and a bunch of their people got changed. It really is Infinity War Endgame. It really feels that way to me. Because now we got March of the Machine, which is going to be our endgame, and we come back, and we have everyone, and we have our whole team, and that was spread out across the multiverse. And now we're going to find,
all the dimensions lived in peace until the Phyrexians attacked.
I mean, it really was like that. So, anyway, March of the Machine, I'm pretty excited for it. It looks pretty cool. They really did just steal the Infinity War Endgame little setup. Well, because even like a lot of their main characters are dead, and spoilers for Infinity War if you haven't seen it. But all will be one. A lot of the characters die, like the main characters. They get
I remember
completed.
Michael talking about how like a couple people are like, or I'm thinking like secret Phyrexians. Is that what I'm thinking of? How they're like not actually who they are, but they're like
that happened already.
I know, but I remember Michael talking about that and how that kind of pissed him off. Like a Johnny. That's the only one that's a pop in my head.
Oh yeah, well, because he was secret. A lot of them weren't that secret. There was only a couple that were secret, but he was one of the people that was secret, and it really did hit the community pretty hard. But they turned.
And they did it.
So she was an elf, right? And she turned into this after she's been completed. But now there's pictures of them not completed. So people are thinking there's some kind of endgame scenario, basically. People aren't saying endgame. I'm saying that, but that's basically what it is.
Or they turn some of the people back or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even understand how that would work.
Right. But that's basically Infinity War, right? Everyone dies, and then they bring them all back. And then everyone comes back in a huge ass battle, and there's
And then more of them die. But actually die this time.
Yeah. Dead Island 2 is coming out. That's what this is supposed to be. It is this month. It's in a couple of weeks. I will be out of town when it releases, so I will not get to play it, but I am excited for it. It is probably one of my favorite games of all time. The first one was. I didn't play it that much, admittedly, but I loved how it just was. Like the vibe of it, the feel of it. You could run around and do whatever you wanted on the island.
That was good, God, I hate going to the city.
Yeah, that was rough. But it's back, so they're gonna have the co-op. It's a co-op game.
10 years later.
Yeah, it's a first-person shooter co-op game. It works very much like Left 4 Dead or the new Left 4 Dead, whatever it's called. I can't remember. It's top of my head. Except for
Back 4 Blood.
Yep. Except for
first person.
Well, so is that Left 4 Dead and Back 4 Blood, first-person games.
Back 4 Blood first person.
Yes.
Okay. I feel like the one reason I really wasn't touching is because it was third person. Wasn't thinking of something. I'm probably thinking of something.
You must be thinking of something else. Maybe it's not Back 4 Blood then. I think.
I'm thinking of World War Z. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, no, not that. But then, so it's first person like that. But then, in addition to that, it's more like what's the other one? State of Decay, where it's like you're running around. You can go anywhere, open world, and you need to craft things and stuff like that. So that's kind of the vibe for it. Yeah, there's a trailer. We're not gonna watch it today. Jedi Survivor. So that's coming out pretty soon. We'll probably talk about that here in the coming weeks.
Week after.
It is coming out the week after. Oof, that's a hard one. Next week we'll probably talk more about Jedi Survivor.
I want them both, but they're so expensive.
But we have a couple trailers, so we're getting close to our end time here. We're gonna end on the trailers, on the reactions. It's something that we kind of do here. Indeed. So what I'm gonna do here is not mess up our whole system that we got running here, but I am going to shift us over here, and we're gonna take a look at Ahsoka.
This one is actually probably one of the ones I'm more excited to see, mainly because I really enjoyed Rebels. I really enjoyed Ezra and that whole little crew.
It'll be nice
you
to
actually
have...
listen to... which one is it? A New Hope? I think it is. Listen there in the hangar. If you listen real closely, you can hear Captain Syndulla to the War Room or whatever the hell. Now, I don't know if that was an original thing or if that's something Disney said, we're going to sneak this in here. We're going to put it on our thing.
Oh, that was probably an original thing. They've done things like that before where they take a really obscure piece of information from one of the movies and then they blow it up into an actual character or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't doubt it.
I don't doubt either one, honestly.
Well, yeah, but why would... I feel like they don't need to make it up. Like, why wouldn't you just use the name that they call out to give reference back to fans? Anyway, We're here for Ahsoka. So Ahsoka is probably one of my favorite characters.
Is Dawson still playing Ahsoka?
I guess we will find out. Let's get into it.
I heard sound.
We don't have any sound.
Ready?
Yeah, let me fix that. We should have sound right here. Yep, right there. That's it.
No, cool.
Surround sound.
Something's coming. Something dark.
Something alright.
I sense it.
This is a new beginning.
I knew it was gonna be here.
For some, war. For others,
Whoa. Okay, sorry. It's like, I don't mean to pause it right in the middle of it, but we're just getting all the Rebel characters right now.
Yeah, we're only missing.
Well, we'll see. They'll do it at the end. They'll have like dude playing
Because
Ezra.
we have
I sense
Zed.
it.
Yeah. Don't ruin it for me. I didn't see the episode, but I saw the spoilers.
this is a new beginning. For some, war. For others, power.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think we're supposed to know who it is. The blade on that lightsaber was a little orange.
It's been a while. Things have changed. I started hearing whispers.
Okay, we're getting our connections. Oh shit. Oh shit. You show his face, you bastards.
Heir to the end.
Come on. No, really. You know that I'm going to.
We have to prepare for the worst. The Jedi fell a long time ago. There aren't many left.
It's gonna be dude.
Perhaps it is time to begin again.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Dave!
I love that they brought that droid in.
We're getting it. They got a bunch of shit that they didn't show us for sure. They got a bunch of stuff. they
The
didn't
orange
show.
lightsaber is going to be interesting.
There's a lot of interesting stuff in there. Like, who are those people?
Yeah.
Who are those two? They didn't seem like Sith.
Or Inquisitors.
Yeah.
Because they showed an Inquisitor.
Yep.
But
Yeah, those two other people
those,
though.
the white-haired and the older dude.
Yeah.
No idea.
Yeah, that was
No,
definitely
I'm
interesting.
thinking it could be a crystal called the lava crystal, but I'm pretty sure there's only one of those. I'm not 100% sure if that's even what that is.
Well, we will
We'll
find
see.
out. But it was definitely interesting. I don't know that much about the lava crystal, but I do know there's variations of the red lightsaber. But maybe it's not a bled crystal either.
It could be like a specific,
Yeah.
like a found crystal. Because there's different types of crystals out there.
For sure. And then we got a bunch of the Rebels characters. We only missing. Well, I guess we didn't miss any, did we?
Actually, they missed Kanan, but he's dead.
Well, you're right.
But,
so
yeah.
I don't think we missed anyone. We got Ezra, just
A
very,
hologram.
yeah,
picture.
very briefly, very small.
I think it was after.
I thought it was right in here. Wait, maybe it was after. Okay. Well, we're not gonna sit here and look for it, but
Right there.
oh yeah, there it is. So there's our guy. Oh yeah, because they were saying there aren't many Jedi left, because there's not at this point. Which I'm excited to see. Let's see the outcast Jedi. That's kind of what I really wanted to see, I guess. If I'm gonna see a Jedi story and it's not predating the Republic, going back as
I
far
want to
as
see
like
Jedi that were,
killed during Order 66, where these hiding Jedi at. We get to play as one in one of the games, but where are they on screen at?
Yeah. That's what I would like to know more about with, like, Cal Kestis, too. Like, yeah, we know what he's doing, but, like, I don't really know much about him to begin
Oh
with.
yeah, let's close that gap. You know, let's get the spoilers for some of the Mandalorian. It's probably 3 weeks ago now, but the Grogu scene. You know, where we're transporting Grogu. What happened at Order 66 to the
Yeah.
people who actually survived?
Yep.
And where'd they go? We get a very little bit, but we don't see anything after that, which is okay. We'll maybe see it in time here.
Yeah. Yep.
But okay, so
like
go
Kanan even, like, what did he do those 15 years? Because we see him, again, spoilers if you haven't seen it, but beginning of Bad Batch, that's Kanan. That's Kanan at the beginning. That little Padawan, that's Kanan.
oh yeah, yeah,
Yep, Caleb Doom.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're chasing him, but from that point up until he finds Ezra,
right.
15 years, 14, 15.
Hmm.
So what is he doing for that? You know, for half his lifetime there.
Yeah. Yeah, so that whole kind of section, that whole period of time, this period of time here, excellent. I'm super excited. I will probably rewatch Rebels again.
Douchey and Thrawn, but you know.
Yeah, well,
I called that immediately.
Yeah, you did. And it's as expected. You know, Thrawn's kind of the big deal.
He's probably gonna be the big bad.
Certainly. Well, he'll probably be the lurking bad. We obviously have our two kind of villains,
okay.
but he'll definitely is going to be some orchestrating some stuff in the background.
See that those two people just like
Yeah, they don't make any sense, right?
no.
I mean, they're fine to
Like
be
I
there.
know there's cults. I know there's Sith cults outside of Vader and Palpatine.
Right.
You know. We see them in a lot of non-canon games and such,
Right.
but I don't think there's been any confirmed cults like that.
No, I don't think so.
That'd be interesting.
The only ones
It'd be
who
cool
use,
if they went to Corvat.
I think the only ones that I've seen use the Force in modern canon is probably the Sisters and Dathomir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Dathomirians.
And even then, that's their own form of it
Oh,
too.
right,
It's
right.
like
But I mean, those are the only people
that
who
point
use
they're,
it.
like using Sith alchemy damn near.
Yeah. So we'll see. We got a few more. So
That'll be interesting.
we're gonna take a look here. Which one do you want to do next? Let's do one of these DC ones. Let's do the Flash.
Okay.
So here's the Flash. So we got Ezra Miller. We did a show on Ezra Miller and everything that he's done. It is crazy. Allegations against Johnny Depp has made them fire him from the Harry Potter movie, from the Fantastic Beasts movies.
But they won't fire someone.
And the allegations, and the part that blows my mind is that all like faded out, and he didn't even get anything for that. She was like the crazy one that we found out.
Yeah.
She was the crazy one.
Yeah.
But Ezra Miller, without a doubt, is one of the most
literally
psychopath
insane.
dudes in Hollywood right now. And I usually don't try to call people out, especially when I'm streaming. But this dude is on some next level shit, bro. Gee, like, what the hell are you doing, man? And like, do you?
Children,
You do.
throwing chairs at people.
I don't have any problem with most of the stuff you did. You can get in
it
fights or
happens.
whatever. But it's just crazy that they fired Johnny Depp for some allegations, and this dude
that
is out
proved
here.
to be not false.
Right.
Everyone heard the recordings. Go ahead, Johnny. Tell him, I Johnny Depp.
But this dude is straight crazy, and we know that.
Yeah.
So whatever, they got him. I think this is going to be his last movie, though. I think he's going to fade out after this. But this is Flashpoint. Do you know what Flashpoint is?
Yes, I know. Flashpoint.
Okay.
Yep.
So this is the. Oh yeah, you've seen Arrow and Flash and stuff, right?
Yep.
So
Goes back, changes something, fuck something up.
So this is our Flashpoint. This is our, before I started, Spider-Man No Way Home. That's what this is.
Okay.
Ready?
This is before that?
Before that movie? No. I mean, they're following the same formula.
Oh,
So
okay.
be prepared for that same
I don't know. Ignore me. I'm dumb. Getting all my superheroes mixed up here.
Yep, you're good. Well, let's go.
Tell me something. You can go anywhere.
I already hate it.
No,
timeline.
it's. I want to watch this.
Another universe. So why do you want to stay and fight to save this one? Because this is the world where my mom lives. I'm not gonna lose her again.
Different people, different worlds, drawn to each other like magnets. My face. You stole my face.
If you were to go into the past, you have no idea what the consequences can be. Bruce, I could fix things. We could also destroy everything.
This can't be happening.
Back to Man of Steel.
The universe.
Why? We've been waiting for you.
Zod back from Man of Steel.
I created a world with no metahumans. And now there's no one to defend us.
Want some help?
You are?
Yeah. I'm Batman.
Yes. And not only that, but Michael Keaton is fucking killing it.
That's how one would react.
If I can't undo what I did, if I can't get back, there might not be a future. What's the play? Batman, what do we do?
We try not to die.
Hello.
It's not Clark.
My name is Kara.
Oh.
I'm Barry. Barry, what are you doing? Our kids are gonna want to see this.
Okay.
So,
So, they're both Flash. Okay. I don't know how I feel about one being blue. But that's still kind of cool. Interesting.
I don't either, but they also didn't show who it was.
That too. That, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I said that they're both Flash with a question mark in it.
That I wouldn't.
Because
That,
when they first came together, and he was like, at first, my first thought, I seen yellow, I was like, first Flash? But then, no, they're still together. Because they're like.
well, maybe, but maybe it is, or like maybe
It could be, yeah.
You know,
it could
maybe,
be the long run thing.
So I guess we'll see.
That blue Flash is interesting.
I am excited for this, and I think it might be other than The Batman, this might be the first DC movie in a long time that I'm excited to see. They definitely, pulled, like I said, they pulled a No Way Home. They went back and they didn't do it to Flash, obviously, but they did with Batman. They went back and got Michael Keaton, one of the first three Batmans that ever came out, to come and play himself.
Probably
play
more
Batman.
than stoked.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited. We'll see what it is. It's coming out June 16th. I don't know exactly if I'll see it in theaters, but it may be one that I do have to see in theaters.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen the last couple of DC movies, to be honest.
I've seen Batman.
Yeah, the Batman. Right?
And Batman vs. Superman. And that's it.
Okay. You didn't miss a whole lot.
I figured not. That's why I didn't care.
I want to watch. I don't really care for the Suicide Squad.
I've seen the first
first one.
Squad.
I don't really care to see the second one, but I think I'm gonna watch it just because I think I want to watch Peacemaker, but I don't know for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But Peacemaker seems funny, so
Yeah, that's the only reason I would watch it.
Yeah.
And they have Polka Dot Man.
eh.
What? Polka Dot Man is amazing.
So that's that. And I think that's the last movie of the old DC movies that is going to be released. They canceled everything else, literally everything else. The new Wonder Woman movie, they canceled that. There was one or two other movies that they just demolished everything. The only movies that at this time are confirmed is the other one we're about to watch, which is going to be the Blue Beetle, which is supposed to be the first entry into the new DC universe. And then there's supposed to be the Batman 2. I haven't heard anything confirmed, but some serious rumors going on around that. So we're gonna move on to our next one. We're gonna go a little over on our show today. We started a little late with some technical difficulties, but we're gonna just chug through these couple of reactions here because we are fairly far behind on content. That is, and we saved a couple of these for today. But so here I think if I know what I'm doing, we go. Sorry. So the last one I seen the trailer, obviously. I haven't seen this one, but do you know who Blue Beetle is? Do you know?
I know someone. I think the main reason I know him is because of Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. I'm pretty sure Blue Beetle's in that.
Okay. I don't know for sure. I know he's in Injustice.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Okay, yeah. So he's in Injustice 2. So he's more Teen Titan level, maybe a little bit older. I would consider him in the Nightwing kind of grouping of age and kind of what am I looking for? Genre almost. It's not Teen Titans where it's like teen drama kind of stuff. And
Young Justice League.
Yeah, Young Justice maybe. He's not part of Young Justice.
Well, yeah, but like that age group, they're all younger.
Yeah,
they're all
for sure.
Late teens.
So as far
20s.
as I know, maybe it was Young Justice that he was in. It was Young Justice that he was in. Now that I think about it, he was in that, and that's the only version that I really know other than his Injustice 2, which he's still kind of kid in that. But essentially, it's this. This scarab, this alien scarab, which I think is supposed to come from the same planet that is in Justice League, in the Snyder Cut. Blue Beetle looks really close to what those creatures that they fight look like. If you've ever seen any of the scenes with those, they're like bug people things. Anyway, so he gets this scarab attached to his back, and then the suit comes out of that. That's the version I know. So anyway, here we go. This is the Blue Beetle trailer. It's the first one that James Gunn is entering into his DCU.
Excuse me, Mr. Reyes? You finished scraping the gum off that lounger or what?
Everything right after so out of reach.
You always land on your feet, bro. You're Jaime.
Jenny? Go and hand it to my wife, but do not open it.
You went in to get us shots, and all you brought back was a hamburger?
Okay, I don't think it's a burger.
You haven't looked?
What the hell is that?
How did you get it to do that?
I think he likes me.
George Lopez.
Carmen. What the hell?
Host acquired.
Who said that? Okay, it's gonna be okay.
Re-entry systems ready.
This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want. This ain't what you want. What is going on?
It's called the Scarab. It's some kind of world-destroying weapon. It's designed to protect its host.
This ain't what you want.
Sometimes it does what you want, and sometimes it doesn't.
I think I cut a bus in half.
The Scarab chose you, but it belongs to me.
That love you feel for your family makes you weak. The universe has sent you a gift, and you have to figure out what you're gonna do with it.
Whatever you can imagine, I can create.
Let's party.
Nice choice.
This is what DC has needed to be bent on this whole entire time. They should have gotten to their weird shit. They tried to do like the drama.
That's why they hired James
Right,
Gunn.
right, because he's
They
into the
took a
weird
look
shit.
at Guardians of the Galaxy and they're like, Yeah, we want
That's
you.
DC is weird. Okay, it's not as from an outside viewer. Okay, I'm not that versed in DC lore. I'm pretty well into the Marvel stuff, and the Marvel stuff is really dramatic and these big fights and like these really kind of intricate storylines. And DC can have that too. Not saying that they can't, but their stuff is a little bit weirder, more silly. Like what? Like what did I just watch? You know, compared to something that had a similar vibe to this, I think was Shang-Chi, which was not like funny really. I mean, it had its moments but like it was more like super serious. And this was kind of like goofing around, like he doesn't know what he's doing, like. But the suit is fantastic, you know.
I like from one thing I've noticed with DC and Marvel is that they don't. Nah, this just could be me not remembering, but they don't really shy away from showing people basically dying on screen. Like he was flipping that dude around, he kicked him in the wall. He was.
Oh yeah. They've done that. Well, and to that. I think that Marvel and DC do it a little bit differently, and I think that Marvel in those kinds of scenes does it, but they Disney, it's almost like they pull their punch on it, like they don't want to show it to you. But in DC, I feel like they don't hold anything back. Like if they shows that, like
if they show this dude kicking a dude into the wall, he's not gonna. He's.
Well, I mean, yeah, even that, but like, okay, there's plenty of times where Iron Man is killing people, but like. You're not really noticing him killing the people, you know what I mean? But in Batman versus Superman, when Batman comes into that room, I don't think like there was maybe one or two of those dudes were alive. Yeah.
What?
He punched that dude so hard his body did a scorpion, and there's no way he survived that scorpion. You know, so I think that it's just a different style, which is good. Keep that style.
They show the more brutal side of it.
Yeah. Even though the movie was silly, like when he's punching a dude, it's brutal. Like still brutal. Yeah. So okay, and then speaking of our guy here, James Gunn, his last bout in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now, if you haven't seen the Christmas special, you may want to go back and watch that Christmas special. It is silly. It's really unnecessary, but there are one or two small plot things that drop into that. I don't know how relevant they are. I can maybe spoil it for you if you don't want to watch it after stream. But here we go. So this is the final trailer. It's the final chapter of our Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm done running. My sacred mission is to create the perfect society. I'm gonna tell you something. We were gone for quite a while. But no matter what happens next, the galaxy still needs its guardians. Are you ready?
Ravagers.
For one last ride?
Don't forget where we came from.
He didn't want to make things perfect. He just hated things the way they are. The Guardians of the Galaxy have no place in my world.
These Guardians are more powerful than you think.
Some corners of the universe consider him God.
It's a face-off. Go! Go! Are you Groot?
Yeah, that looked cool.
Guardians. Everything you love shall be destroyed.
I want you all to know that I'm grateful to have this with my friends.
Screw you! You stretch-faced, Robocop-looking, purple-nipple piece of... Ilna.
You think?
My
not think no more. Kiss your mom with that face?
Oh no. Incinerate them.
We were always searching for a family. Until we found each other. We'll all fly away together. One last time. Into the forever. That beautiful sky.
I don't know if I liked that. It was. I mean, I liked the movie. I want to see it, but it was like depressing. I know it's our last movie, but damn.
Well, I know that there's supposed to be one of them supposed to die,
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff that's supposed to be going on. in
and
this
my guess
movie.
is Drax. Everybody's thinking Rocket, but there was a scene that last 30 seconds where they're all there and Drax isn't.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. This is the last movie, as far as I know. We're going to be ending our show here shortly, so I just have a couple more questions about this. Do you think we will see these characters again? Any of
The
them?
characters maybe, just maybe not.
Some of the actors are done. Some of the actors just, I think, are over it, which is fair.
I know Dave Bautista is for sure.
Dave Bautista
I've
is
seen
done.
numerous
for sure.
things of it saying Dave Bautista is glad to be done with this.
Yeah, I don't think it's that way. I think he's just ready to move on. I think he
yeah.
wants to commit to other parts. I've seen him in the newest movie he was just in. Damn, I can't think of what it's called.
I don't know if I think it's some like Doomsday movie or some
Yeah,
crap like
yeah.
that. Some
And
cabin or something.
He was pretty good in that, and I liked him in that where he was in kind of a different role. I think it's gonna be easy for him to move out of this role, though.
Yeah.
You know, where
being
it's
like comedic relief to
Well,
some extent.
well, that, but I mean, okay, so if you see a movie with Robert Downey Jr., at this point, it's just like Iron Man's in this movie. But because Dave Bautista was covered in full makeup, when he moves to a different movie, it's just like, I don't know. When I was watching the movie, I didn't think of him, you know. But when I watched Knives Out, and Chris Evans is in it, the whole time I'm just watching this dude, and I'm just like, Captain America's in this movie. Like, Captain America's in this movie. And I watch a lot of Marvel movies a lot, so that's part of the reason. So I poison my own mind that way. But they hold on to these roles so long that that was one of the things that Chris Evans didn't want to take the role for. Is they kind of get stuck into that position, and that's kind of how you think they are. Which is why they go out, I think, and do these movies that are very, very different. Very different.
Yeah, Chris Evans has been playing Captain America for 10 years.
20 years? Oh, yeah, 10 years. 15 years?
50. I want to say 15.
I
But
said 20. I don't know why I said 20. 15 years ago.
yeah.
That's at least how long the MCU's been going on for. So, yeah, I guess 10 years probably is about right. But, yeah, you kind of get stuck into that. And, you know, it's not just like 3 movies either. It's multiples. You're in this one and you're in that one.
3 movies to your own.
Yeah, plus
you know, whatever the hell else you appear in.
4 Avengers movies.
Yeah.
He even appears in one of the Thors briefly.
Mm-hmm.
When Loki turns into him. So we're talking like 5 additional movies. Yeah. So you're talking 8 movies. This guy's got an 8-movie contract deal. Yeah. That's just Chris Evans. I'm sure Robert Downey Jr. has probably 10 movies because he's been in all of those plus the Spider-Man movie.
It's a little easier to insert Tony Stark anywhere versus putting in Captain America.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I think they launched with
Iron Man. Billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
Indeed.
He said, "Oh, I thought that Iron Suit. Are you billionaire, playboy?" He's a lot.
Yeah.
Car collector, engineer, richest man in the world.
Okay, so I think that's gonna wrap it up for our first show back. We'll come back. We kind of at the end there, I wanted to push through a lot of material, but we can extend our thoughts on some of this other stuff in our next show, and we'll see what's coming out.
Maybe we'll both finally be caught up with our Star Wars stuff by then.
Yeah, I'm a little behind, so yeah, maybe we could talk about like The Mandalorian. I'm still behind on Bad Batch too.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah. So
Like
so
I
we'll
said,
take.
the only time I get to watch it is when I come here for the hour.
So we'll see. We'll see what we got next.
It'll be interesting.
If you have anything that you want us to discuss or talk about, you can go ahead and drop it in the comments when this uploads to YouTube, which should be about a day after the VOD. Like I said, we'll be here from 11 to about 12 or 11:30 to 12:30, around that time, Sundays, and then the VOD I should have up either that night. I'm gonna try to go. I'll just say Monday is when I will have those VODs uploaded on YouTube. You'll be able to watch that. If you are there, like, subscribe, follow on Twitch.
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell so you know when we upload the next episode. I got more projects coming out. I've hooked up with a couple of people around town doing different things. One of the local game stores. And I got a friend who owns a company that we're doing a little project. That'll be coming out soon. I'll be putting some stuff up for that. But just keep on the lookout for more projects, and we're gonna keep this show running here. It's kind of our flagship show, the Nerd Talks. So thanks for hanging out with us today, and have a good game.